Hi guys, this is JJ Andy from On Mode. Alright, so today we're gonna do one very special episode. And a lot of people has been asking me on my feedback on ICOs. So I'm gonna talk about ICO today. Okay, in fact, this is a topic that I think would be very fascinating for anyone out there. But please understand, this is from me and my experience in the market. I've seen the market growing in different sense in terms of the crypto market, and especially this is the 101 to how to start an ICO. And me being a layman with no programming knowledge, yet I'm able to start an ICO, I'm just gonna share with you how to do that. Okay, and I think this will be very informative for anyone who want to start an ICO. Okay, so first things first, we need to talk about the birth of ICO. Why do we need ICO, right? What's the benefit of it? Now, I'm not going to be very against it. I'm just going to give you all facts here, and you just got to absorb it for yourself, okay? And evaluate on yourself, all right? So first, ICOs are the result of innovation and fintech improvement by raising funds using cryptocurrencies, right? And you know, some of the most successful ICOs like the Bangkok protocol, and they were able to do that, right? It helped startup to raise funds easily. So Bangkok Foundation raised 153 million worth of Ether in just 3 hours. Wow, right? So what it meant now is that all startups can just raise funds easily via cryptography language, and they can just create a currency and just market it. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about how to do that later. Okay, the 10 steps doing that. This is brilliant stuff. Okay, so if you're taking down notes, please note this down. All right, next. Personally, ICO is 3% of my total portfolio. Awesome, isn't it? Right? Just 3%, okay? And I'm gonna explain to you why, alright? After much discussion with some of my veteran investor friends, yeah? This is what we concluded together, okay? Before I move on, are you ready? You will need, okay? In order to start an ICO, this is what you will need, alright? Number one, you need an idea or solution. Okay, easier said than done, right? So you gotta find something that's missing in this world, and you just gotta create it, and you gotta analyze what's not in the market yet and create something that's niche, that's unique. All right, and this is the most important step. Now, once you got an idea or solution, the next thing is this: you need to have some Bitcoin or Ethereum. Okay, now when I say some, it has to be a little bit significant here. You gotta have enough so that when you want to push out an ICO, or you want to have a development team that's upcoming next, you need to hire them. All right, so a person like me with zero knowledge in terms of programming, what I can do is I have the Bitcoin and Ethereum to hire them. I can pay them in whatever that they want to the development teams and the programmers. That is how powerful my coins can be. Okay, so now that I form a good development team and my programmers, what's the next step? Okay, the next step is you need a good white paper in multiple languages in PDF form. Alright, now this is the toughest step. Why? Because you need to think of something to write. And on top of that, you gotta find the right authors to do for you. Okay, so some of the good, places to find, are some freelancers who write perfect English and they can do very good white paper. You gotta find them out and find them and seek help from them and write an awesome white paper. Why? The longer you write, especially, the more time a person has to spend reading it, the more time they will not want to do it. Okay, and that gives you a good reason why you want to write a good white paper. This is very, very important. All right, why? Because people will read a white paper to read up on ICO. Okay, next, you need a good enough website. Okay, now a website is important. You need to upload your white paper on the website. You need to upload the pictures of a development team and programmers. Now, even if they're not popular, get a picture of them and put it on your website and push it through. Okay, because who will need that? Your marketing team will need that to push a good website out. All right, and they will start marketing on it. All right, so everything in this world, it's all about marketing. Okay, it's about where you're gonna put the information through, how you're gonna get there. Are you gonna like ask someone to sponsor, and are you gonna put ads on, say, Blockfolio? Are you gonna put ads on somewhere so that you can reach out to people? That is what you need. Now, certain ICOs approach YouTubers like us so that they can put and suggest and promote their ICO. That's what you can do. Okay, so all you need, remember, is go back to step 2. You have some Bitcoin, some Ethereum. You can do that. You can push it through. All right. Next, point 8. Now, this is the most important step. You gotta pre-mine so as to create FOMO. Okay. Anything that can be mined later on means that the supply can increase. That is not exciting at all. You gotta pre-mine it to create that FOMO so people will buy into it. It's a very simple thing. Next, you need to have a countdown timer with a discount. Okay, so if let's say a person buy in, say 5 days earlier before the actual launch of the ICO, or buy in on the first 2 days of the ICO, you're gonna give them more tokens. That is very, very crucial. And therefore you create for more again, for more buy-in. And the final step is a very simple step. Of course, after you have planned all this, you have about 1 to 3 months before you launched it. You need a launch date and a time. And once you launch it, voila, you are in the millions of dollars. And that is all you need to create an ICO. Okay? But before you embark on this journey to create your first ICO, I've got a few things that I've got to share. This is much like the disclaimer. And this is the not so exciting part of an ICO, but you gotta know this, okay? First thing, 118 out of 168 ICOs today are still trying to sell their tokens, which means to say only 50 of them were kind of successful at selling all of their pre-mined tokens. Well done. Next, based on 80-20 rule of Pareto principle, the top 20% of the entire crypto tokens will make up the 80% of the entire market cap. What do I mean? It means out of all the ICOs that's going to be launched, only 20% will make it. And out of that 20% that make it, they're going to put in the top 100, and then they're going to be pushed up again. And whether they can survive is totally up to them. But from where I'm looking at right now at this moment, whatever that's in the top 20, in the top 10, it's going to last for a while. All right, and they will definitely survive. So based on the top 80-20 rule, the top 20 is going to make it up the 80% of the entire market cap in the near future. Pareto principle rocks, and it makes sense. Next. Therefore, these ICOs will push the total crypto tokens to thousands and thousands in a few years. Okay. Now, for those who don't understand, I have this particular slide for you that it's going to be very brilliant. See, this is the bicycle situation in China. Okay. And they have this very new startup that's called OFO, which is a bicycle sharing idea. And this is the situation right now in China. You have lots and lots of bicycles being dumped on the streets. Okay, and you have a street cleaner trying to clear some of the bicycles. So therefore, one day an ICO will be looking like this in a crypto market in the next 1 or 2 years. I can guarantee you that will happen. So when an ICO will come in, bam, you have many ICOs. All right. In the next 3 months, bam, another launch of ICOs. And then once again, another launch of ICOs. This is not going to end. All right. And it's going to flood the whole crypto market. It's going to be quite bad. So finally, I just want to give a quick conclusion. All right. Number one, ICOs are mainly hype and FOMO driven. See, the whole idea why, okay, let's be serious right now, all right? Now, the whole idea why am I so passionate about talking about ICOs is this. Now, I just want to pre-warn and just let everyone know this, that when you really look at ICOs, you got to be very, very careful. Why? Because they're mainly built on hype and FOMO driven. See, an idea that's really innovative, that's really, really good, can be very solid, can be very good at writing a white paper, they can be very good at marketing, but you gotta drill deep, right? You gotta understand what exactly is going on with the coins. You gotta know whether there's competition, whether will there be business adoption, whether will there be community backing it. Stop looking at who's sponsoring it. Stop looking at who is backing it. You know, some ICOs are rich enough to actually buy people to just sponsor it, or some people to be in their team and just say, hey, you know, I have particular founders or whatever in my tokens, pushing the tokens with me, and it's going to be a successful. All this are not right, okay? And it's bad, right? But the whole idea here is you got to be very careful. You got to be thinking whether ICOs is the way to go. Not for me. Next, not all ICOs will be as successful as they predicted or speculated. See, everything on a white paper is by phases. It can make sense, it can don't make sense. Processes can be as slow as 1 or 2 years. You won't see anything. No products means it's speculative mode. Nothing is created. Nothing is created, no services, no products, nothing is done yet. It means it's still in potential state, right? A potential in French word means nothing has been done yet. So you really gotta drill deep, all right? Next, this is the most important thing, okay? Now, if a programmer and people in a Telegram chat, in a Discord chat, in any of a chat, or your neighbors talking about it, hey, let's do an ICO together. Why don't we just create something that's anonymous, totally decentralized, and deregulated? See, I can create a coin right now at this particular moment with the some ETH and some Bitcoin that I have. I could do it right now and I could launch it from Singapore right here today. But What's stopping me? Because I think it's a bad thing to do. And you know, some ICOs have been, you know, raising that bar, you know, trying to raise a lot of funds. But really, when you think about it and you really drill deep, which particular startup really needs that much of funds? And when you really think about it, Facebook didn't start with that amount of money. It didn't even raise that kind of money, right? So when you think about it, 150 million, 125 million, what do you exactly use the money for? Is it for what, a team of 3,000 developers and programmers to help you launch the product in say 3 years? No, some of the products don't even get launched in 1 or 2 years. So you gotta really understand how startup really runs and whether the funds make sense or not. 100+ million doesn't make sense to me. If a particular token raised up to 20 million and they really utilize the 20 million fully with 3 development teams and about teams of say 6 developers in each team developing different products and services where the coins can expand and the white papers and they're following it entirely, that is a good token and that is a good ICO, and you see it moving fundamentally up the coin market cap, and that's what I'll be looking at. Okay, now before I even look into any coins from now onwards in terms of ICO, the most important thing is this: government regulations will definitely step up from now on. Alright, why? It's a simple logic. Because with the ICOs craze, money can be raised easily in say 2-3 hours, and that doesn't make sense. Only when the government regulation starts coming in, okay, that's when I really will be looking at ICOs. Okay, now understand this final portion that I'm gonna say here. Now, media attention means a start of an ICO bubble. When there's a lot of media attention, that's the beginning stage. Okay, I shared by one of my veteran investor friend Clarence. I know you're watching this, so this media attention part was the part that he shared with me, and he said that, hey, you know, when there's a lot of media attention on this particular point, it means a start of an ICO bubble. You are looking at the start of an ICO bubble here when there's so much hype, so much FOMO, so many people talking about it. In the crypto space, that's a no-no for me. That's a no sign, and I wouldn't go in for that. So why am I holding just 3%? Because I believe the innovation, and I believe in the innovative, and I believe in supporting the right people, the right ideas, the right solution. But I am 97% invested into coins that has a proven history, a proven community, and a proven solution. That's what I'm hitting for. So before today, at this particular point in time, I know there are many ICOs coming up in the 17 and 18 July, and I know that a lot of ICOs are coming up in the upcoming months. So before you even venture into any of them, please, a white paper can be crafted easily. Anything that you see on a website can be crafted easily by a very professional website developer. It can be done as fast as say 6 hours. It can be done. But the whole idea is, how are you going to analyze it? Do you have certain selection criteria? What are your things that you look at? See, that's the most important thing when you want to analyze something that's very new and something that goes through a lot of buy and dump, and the value can go from a lot to nothing in say an hour. That is ICO for you. Okay, so thank you for tuning in. I hope you like this video that I did on how to start an ICO. This is done very quickly, but I hope you get the gist of it and why am I looking at ICOs this way. So do like, do comment, do subscribe below. And you know, if you want to know more information that I always share, and I always share to my Facebook group people, do join my Facebook group by clicking on the link below in my description, or search for OBM Crypto Group in Facebook search. Alright, so thank you for tuning in. I'm gonna do a video next week, definitely. Every week I'll try and do up something new for the market and for everybody that's here. And you know, thank you for tuning in, and thank you for subscribing. And you know, I love to see how the crypto market will move in the upcoming months towards the fog. Okay, and we will start addressing that nearing to 1st August. Alright, so thank you for tuning in, and see ya.